Gathering, Chicago. One sunny Sunday in Chicago, several former classmates gathered for lunch, having attended their high school reunion the night before. They wanted to hear more about what was happening in each other's lives. After a good deal of kidding and a good meal, they settled into an interesting conversation. Angela, who had been one of the most popular people in the class, said, "Life sure turned out differently than I thought it would when we were in school. A lot has changed." "It certainly has," Nathan echoed. They knew he had gone into his family's business, which had operated pretty much the same and had been a part of the local community for as long as they could remember. So they were surprised when he seemed concerned. He asked, "But have you noticed how we don't want to change when things change?" Carlos said, "I guess we resist changing because we are afraid of change." "Carlos, you were captain of the football team," Jessica said. "I never thought I would hear you say anything about being afraid." They all laughed as they realized that although they had gone off in different directions, from working at home to managing companies, they were experiencing similar feelings. Everyone was trying to cope with the unexpected changes that were happening to them in recent years, and most admitted that they didn't know a good way to handle them. Then Michael said, "I used to be afraid of change. When a big change came along in our business, we didn't know what to do, so we didn't do anything differently and we almost lost it. That is," he continued, "until I heard a funny little story that changed everything." "How so?" Nathan asked. "Well, the story changed the way I look at change, from losing something to gaining something, and it showed me how to do it. After that, things quickly improved, at work and in my life. At first, I was annoyed with the obvious simplicity of the story because it sounded like something we might have been told in school. Then I realized I was really annoyed with myself for not seeing the obvious and doing what works when things change. When I realized the four characters in the story represented the various parts of myself, I decided who I wanted to act like and I changed. Later, I passed the story on to some people in our company and they passed it on to others, and soon our business did much better because most of us adapted to change better, and like me, many people said it helped them in their personal lives. However, there were a few people who said they got nothing out of it. They either knew the lessons and were already living them, or more commonly, they thought they already knew everything and didn't want to learn. They couldn't see why so many others were benefiting from it. One of our senior executives, who was having difficulty adapting, said the story was a waste of time. Other people kidded him, saying they knew which character he was in the story, meaning the one who learned nothing new and did not change. "What's the story?" Angela asked. "It's called Who Moved My Cheese." The group laughed. "I think I like it already," Carlos said. "Would you tell us the story? Maybe we can get something from it." "Sure," Michael replied. "I'll be happy to. It doesn't take long." And so he began. အဲ့တော့ vocab လေးနည်းနည်းကြည့်မယ်နော်။အဲ့တော့ GATHER 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 ဆိုတာကစုစည်းသည် REUNION 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 ဆိုတာကပြန်လည်စုံစည်းခြင်း KING kidding ဆိုတာကနောက်ပြောင်ခြင်း SETTLE ဆက်တဲ့ INTO into ဆက်တဲ့ into ဆိုတာကကျင့်သားရသည် ECHO echo ဆိုတာပဲ့တင်တန်လို့လည်းပြောလို့ရတယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကကြတော့တန်ရောင်လိုက်သည်လို့လည်းပြောလို့ရတယ်ပြီးတော့ LOCAL local COMMUNITY community local community ဆိုတာကကြတော့ကိုယ်နေနေတဲ့ရပ်ကွက်အပိုင်းလေးဘယ်လိုမျိုးကိုယ့်ပတ်ဝန်းကျင်လေးအဲ့ဒါလေးကို local community လို့ခေါ်တယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကကြတော့ SEEM sim ဖြစ်ပုံပေါ်သည် CONCERN concern စိုးရိမ်ပူပန်သည် GUESS gas တွေးစသည်မှန်းစသည် RESIST resist အတိုက်ခံလုပ်သည် REALIZE realize သဘောပေါက်သည် MANAGE manage စီမံခန့်ခွဲသည် COP cope WITH with cope with အဲ့ဒါကလည်းကင်တွယ်ဖြေရှင်းသည်ပြောတော့ UNEXPECTED unexpected CHANGES changes unexpected changes ဆိုတာကမမျှော်လင့်ထားသောအပြောင်းအလဲများနောက်တစ်ခုက ADMIT admit ဝန်ခံသည်ပြောတော့ HANDLE handle အဲ့ဒါကလည်းကင်တွယ်ဖြေရှင်းသည်နောက်တစ်ခုက ADJUST 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 ကကြတော့ဒီလက်တလောဖြစ်ပေါ်နေတဲ့အခြေအနေနဲ့လိုက်ရုံညီထွေဖြစ်အောင်နေသည် GAIN gain ကရရှိသည် IMPROVE 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 ကတိုးတက်သည် OBVIOUS obvious သိတာထင်ရှားသော SIMPLICIDY simplicity ရိုးရှင်းလွယ်ကူခြင်း ANNOY annoy စိတ်နှောက်ယှက်ဖြစ်စေသည်ပြီးတော့ ADAPT 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 အဲ့ဒါကလည်းဒီလိုက်ရောညီထွေဖြစ်အောင်နေသည် BENEFIT 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 ကအကျိုးအမြတ်ရရှိသည်နောက်တစ်ခုက senior executives senior executive ဆိုတာကကုမ္ပဏီမှာရှိနေတဲ့ယာရုကြီးတစ်ခုကိုခေါ်တာ senior executive ယာရုအဲ့ဒါမျိုးခေါ်တာနောက်တစ်ခုကကျတော့ waste of time WASTE waste OF TIME time waste of time ဆိုတာကကြတော့အချိန်ဖြုံးသည်